Welcome back, Year 9. This is your final lesson before the half term. So now we've looked at Dunkirk, we're now going to look at the next important battle, which is the Battle of Britain. So we're going to describe what happened and then explain why Britain won. And then afterwards we're going to make a judgment on whether this is a turning point for the British during the war. So you can take a minute to look at the keywords at the bottom of the screen. So our first task, we need to know what happened. So we need to open the document labelled Battle of Britain, which should look like the piece of paper on the screen. And you're going to read the information and complete one of the three tasks. So if you're doing developing, there are some questions at the bottom of the reading I want you to answer in full sentences. Secured, you are completing the developing, and then you're going to draw 3 pictures to show the Battle of Britain. Mastered, again, you're going to complete the developing and explain why it was significant the British won the battle. So why is this so important that they've won? So you can pause the video now and complete task 1. Task 2, we need to understand why did Britain win. So we know what happened, but why did Britain win over the Germans? So we need to follow the link to the word wall and complete one of the 3 tasks. So developing, you're going to complete the word wall, putting the reasons into different categories. So do you think they won because of British skill, German mistakes, or luck? So you just need to move them in. Secured, you're going to complete the developing and explain the main reason you think Britain won. Mastered, you're going to complete secured and explain which you think is the least important and why. So if you pause this now and complete task 2. Task 3 then, we're going to make a judgment on whether the Battle of Britain was a turning point. So if you look at the key word, it means an event that made everything change. So is this changing what was happening in the war? So we need to copy the periometer into your workbook and you're going to complete one of the 3 tasks. So there's a table next to the instructions. I want you to use this to help you and place Dunkirk and the Battle of Britain on the periometer depending how much of a success they were for the British, and then justify your placement. Secured, you're going to complete the developing and explain how the battle was a turning point for the British in the war. So how is this changing compared to previous battles such as Dunkirk? Mastered, you're going to complete secured and then explain why it still seemed unlikely that Britain would win the war. So when you're placing on the periometer, so extra hot means it was a complete success for the British, extra mild means it was a failure for the British. And you can use the table to help you with your placement. So there is your information. You can pause it now and complete task 3. Okay, so at the end of this lesson and your last history lesson for the half term, what you need to upload, so task 1 and 3, if you upload them on the same page, which is your reading questions and your periometer task. And you need to do task 2, which is your categories. And as always, state whether you've done developing, secured, or mastered. That is the end of this lesson. I look forward to seeing your work.